Sparkly salutations! The birthstone for March is Aquamarine, so I've done some Aquamarine-inspired makeup and also recorded a blue tutorial. Please don't unsubscribe from me. Alrighty, all I've done so far is put on some moisturizer and also this blue mascara, which it's the L'Oreal, where'd it go? L'Oreal Voluminous Blue. Usually L'Oreal mascaras flake on me, but for some reason the blue one doesn't, and it's a pretty nice vibrant blue mascara, so I like it. And now I will be using eye primer to prime my eyelids. This is a boring step, but it's important, so I always include it anyway. If you haven't tried using eye primer for your makeup, then I really recommend it because it really does help your eyeshadow last all day and also look more vibrant than it would if you just put it on your bare eyelids. You can use concealer, but that is more prone to creasing, and I mean, eye primer is designed to do this, and concealer is designed to conceal, so, you know. But if you're in a pinch, concealer can kind of work. Anyway, eye primer is done. Now I will set the top part of my eye primer with a shadow that matches my skin, so that when I go to blend out my shadow, it doesn't just stick directly to the eye primer, because that's what eye primer does. If you've watched any of my other videos where I do my makeup, then you're already aware of these steps, but in case you haven't, this is a thing that I do every time. A very easy way to get an aquamarine eye look would be to use Colourpop Banana Daiquiri or Almay Infinite Sky and just kind of put it all over your eyelid and then blend it out in the crease, but this is definitely discontinued. This one I'm pretty sure is discontinued, and also that would be a very fast, boring video, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to start with this eyeshadow right here, which is kind of hard to see on camera, but it's basically, if you've seen The Princess Diaries, there's that part where Mia's at the big fancy dinner and she like sets a thing on fire and ends up making some grapes go flying. It's that kind of color, like a light powder blue, and I'm putting that above my crease as a transition so that when I put a darker color in the crease and try to blend it, it will have something to kind of be a buffer between just that color and my bare skin. Oh, there's mascara in my eye. Cool. On the outer half of my eyelids, I'm going to use this shade here called Starry Eyed, which is a light, slightly warmish toned blue. I suppose while I'm doing this, I could give a brief surgery update because everything went pretty well and I'm basically fully recovered now. There's still the remains of a really gross bruise on my left hand from where the IV went in, but the glue on my incisions is coming off and I can pretty much move around like I normally do, so yay! I have a follow-up appointment with the doctor in a little while to talk about things and presumably learn a bit more about what she found, so that will be good. On the inner half of my eyelids, I'm going to do something a little weird and use a blue highlighter. I don't really recommend using a highlighter on your eyelids generally because they aren't made to be put in an area that creases so much, so they might end up creasing on you a bit more than an eyeshadow would. But this is a really pretty color and I wanted to use it, so I am. There are no actual rules to makeup, just, you know, guidelines and things that you should probably take into consideration, and this will be one of them. This might crease, but I'm not going anywhere, so I don't really care. To add a little more dimension to my crease, I'm going to use this shade from a Natasha Denona mini palette. and just kind of buff that into there. Now I'm using a clean fluffy brush to blend out the edges here and make sure that it doesn't just stop suddenly, because that's not the look I'm going for. This is essentially the eyeshadow look that cartoonists love to draw when a character is supposed to be wearing visible makeup. It's just, oh, a whole bunch of blue all over the place. That's what makeup is, right? Well, today it is. On my lower waterline, I'm going to use this NYX eyeliner in Blue Trip, but I'm going to do that off camera so that I can do it properly. Sorry. Alright, I'm back with eyeliner in my waterline, and I've also discovered that if you put the cap of these NYX eyeliners on the back of them, sometimes the back will just come off into the cap, so don't do that. The last step for my eyeshadow is going to be a highlight on the inner corner of my eye, and you may be wondering, but Lizzie, there's already a highlighter on your eyelid, so what are you going to use to highlight after that? Well, there's this shade called Lumi in this ColourPop palette, which is this really awesome, like, white iridescent blue, like, I don't really know how to describe it, but it will highlight the highlighter. Alright, my eyes are done, so I'm going to stop recording and go do some boring face stuff, and then I'll be back. Alright, all I really have left now is highlighter and a lip color, and I can take these off. So, I think for my highlighter I will use a whitish, bluish, iridescent color here, since the blue highlighter that I used on my eyelid would be a bit much for my skin. It would be a bit more visible than I would really like it to be. So I'll just kind of dust a bit of this on my cheekbone, and then I will blend it in a second. Not sure if, I guess that's kind of visible. It's just hard to see basically white on white. But in real life, it does look like a nice icy blue kind of shift there. For my lips, plan A is going to be Revlon Aqua Shock, which is a metallic turquoise, and if that ends up looking kind of overwhelming, I'll take it off, or at least try to, and then swap to this light blue iridescent gloss instead. Oh boy, this might be a bit too much with my current face, but we'll see. Okay, so yeah, this is kind of a lot, but I don't mind it, so I'm gonna stick to it. I think I might also actually dab a little bit of the gloss on top just for fun with my finger so I don't get it all over the applicator. Yeah. I kind of look like I should be off to join the X-Men and use my waterbending powers to save humanity or something, but this is my finished Aquamarine look. Happy birthday to everybody born in March. Bye!